Hey Google, play that hipster song with whistling.
Hello. Welcome to my show. Okay, I'm not actually going to talk like that. My name is Tim Rogers of Kotaku.com. I'm here with this guy, Battlegrounds.
Hello.
We've got a green screen behind us, and then this game is very green, and you will see. Yeah, let's not talk too much about the logistics, but we're gonna play this game, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, which you may have seen on the internet, everybody. And if you haven't, you're about to see it. So, we featured this. We covered this on Kotaku a little bit before, but now you're here, and you walked here, right?
I did.
His house is within walking distance of this place. And I gotta say, Kotaku.com, you know, we're in the, we're in a pretty fancy place right here, because we're fancy business people. So, I mean, you know, Bennett Foddy, who's now, you've made what, like $100 billion off of this game already?
Only 60, 70 billion.
60 or 70 billion dollars. That 10 billion gets, you know. What's the Steam rank of this game right now?
It was actually overnight. It was around 1 or 2.
Yeah.
It was down to like 10. So.
But it did peak at the top of the chart.
Yeah, I got past PUBG for a little while.
So this game was, for a moment, more popular than PUBG.
Yeah.
So let's. It's a game about using a sledgehammer to climb a mountain. Is it a sledgehammer?
No, it's actually a Yosemite hammer, which is it's like an oversized Yosemite hammer, somewhere half between a sledgehammer and a Yosemite hammer. That's a hammer you would use to drive nails into a rock face.
All right. And we're not going to be driving any nails into any rock faces with this game. We're going to be using this hammer to climb an increasingly ridiculous mountain, right?
Right.
So anyone who hasn't seen this game, you're about to see it. You use the mouse to swing the hammer, and you use the hammer to climb a mountain. So we've got the actual guy who made it playing. So you should. How good are you at your own game?
We're
about to find out. Let's find out.
Right, here I go. I'm going to start. I got to admit, I feel some pressure. I choke really badly in these sorts of situations. So, you know, I should be okay for the first couple minutes. But look, I already...
Did you already mess up?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I could have done that.
All right, hold on.
I mean, I know. I was just playing this like yesterday.
This mouse is too good. Hold on a second.
The mouse is too good. Oh, wait, if you want to, there's a button on the bottom of the mouse to change the DPI setting. We're using a Zowie FK1 mouse. Beautiful mouse.
It's beautiful to look at, but it's too good. I made this game with like a $5 Amazon mouse, and
well, that's what you have to test games on.
This does not bode well. What's going on right here?
When we made our game, we tested it on just the worst garbage third-party controllers we could find. These Xbox 360 rock candy controllers that are like, they're on sale for $15 sometimes, and they're awful. They have these raw analog sticks that are just this hard plastic, cuts your fingers.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's something to look out for if you.
Terrible. All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
I'm gonna just blame my tools here for a second.
Well, you know what? Blaming the tools is actually not as shameful as you might think.
All right, here we go. That's oh. All right.
All right.
Settle into it. Just gotta relax.
Yeah. So a lot of people on the internet are. So as you'll see, everyone, as you climb this mountain, you don't die. You don't die unless you fall in the water all the way to the left of the starting screen.
I don't think he dies in that.
You don't die. He just gets back. How does he get out of the water?
We're cutting ahead. Where nobody wants to know the logistics of how you get out of water. Nobody wants to see that, so we just cut ahead. He just you know.
I've seen people asking you on Twitter, why is he in the pot? And you replied with, it protects his legs.
Yeah, obviously.
So my question is, how does he keep the pot on his legs? Oh, there was the Starbucks Christmas cup. Is that a reference to Starbucks war on Christmas from a few years ago? Because it's a red. It's just a solid red cup.
It's a little bit of foreshadowing. I don't think.
Oh
of it
yeah.
as-
Let's not spoil
Yeah.
anything.
It's like here is another little bit of environmental storytelling on the right. You see that?
Yeah.
It's a
Garbage.
little garbage can. You might just be thinking, "Whoa, what's going on here? Is this really a mountain? Is this something else?"
Yeah. You know, I've got to admit, I've seen a lot of links to speedruns of this game, and I don't want to watch them.
Yeah.
Because I do plan on beating this game someday. So you were saying before we started talking here, you were talking about how many people there are on the internet just posting rage clips of themselves screaming at this game. So you don't die, but what happens is if you mess up, it's very possible to fall all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, that will definitely happen to me while we're doing this.
Yeah, so that's an exciting reference point. I feel like this segment right here is like the real make or break. Like when you get here for the first time, you just have no idea how you're gonna climb it.
Something like 40% of people never get past this point.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had numbers on that.
People call this the Devil's Chimney.
Do they call it the Devil's Chimney? Are there words now for the landmarks and the level design?
They have names. There's like I mean this game is popular in China. I don't know what they call these landmarks, but in English, this is the Devil's Chimney.
It definitely looks like a chimney. That's all I have to say about that. When I first got here, I was actually like, this was the only. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but this was the only time I got mad at this game.
Oh, you went over the left. Yeah.
It was the only time I did. Wow. So I never got mad at the game again. And we were talking about how there's just like you have seen millions of rage reaction clips on YouTube and Twitch and whatnot of people just screaming their guts out about this game. But meanwhile, when I got it, I spent what was just a perfectly pleasant like whole day playing this game. Just like, I don't know, it was relaxing for me. Does that make me a weirdo or a monster?
I actually think that most people get to that point.
Yeah.
The capacity to feel frustrated and kind of ragey when it sets you back. Just, you can only die once, right?
Yeah.
And I think that your will to get angry at this sort of thing dies, and then it's gone. It's a wound that you can only get one time, like having your brain removed.
Exactly. So you say in your Steam description you made this game for a specific type of person to hurt them, but it doesn't really sound like you're really hurting anybody. You're teaching them something they shouldn't know, which is don't get mad at stuff, right?
Right.
So when you made this, when you're assembling this game one bit at a time, this level, like, did you just go by the? So I mean, I've made a whole bunch of little games myself. I'm not crazy to make other people play them, but so my little test is, so I like to do games where you die because I don't worry about the systems,
Yeah.
how the systems are. So
Yeah, this game is very much systems. Actually, it's very
almost systems.
Yeah, almost everything in the game is static, which is really, really rare.
Yeah, and it might be the most modern video. Oh, beautiful, John. As people, may have noticed in John. You're making this game look very easy. It's so weird to hear your voice of frustration in the game and also out of the game. So, as I was saying, when I'm designing levels for my own one-hit death, single-player prototype players and circles, the rule I have for level design is, if I can get past it, because you die in one hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you die in one hit, all I have to do is spawn myself right in front of an obstacle, and then if I can get past it once, somebody else can get past it.
Oh yeah, that's been my rule.
For this whole thing?
Well, it's definitely when I made Co-op, that was the rule, and then I made a bunch of other games. Yeah, if you can like cheat your way to 81% of the way through a game and then work your way to 82%,
Yeah.
then it's guaranteed there's going to be someone within 5 minutes of the game coming out who can beat the whole thing in 3 minutes.
It's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
like, so we made a mobile game. Me and my buddies Brent Porter and Michael Kerwin. How you guys doing? If you're watching, by the way, we made a game that has a lot of deep stuff in it, and it's a survival style game where you die in one hit, and we had like these enemy monsters that show up if you survive several minutes or hours, and if I could kill one of them, that was it. That was all that I needed.
Right.
And then you never go back, and then somebody else can just beat the pants off the game immediately. So it's like there's a lot of like old games on the Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, your favorite game consoles. Bennett Foddy does not really like the Nintendo as much as he likes the Amiga.
I like the Nintendo. I just think that it's a little overrated.
You think critics should have a more varied vocabulary?
We're talking about the Super Nintendo, by the way. The NES. That's about correctly rated. People like it. It's important.
Yeah. You don't like the Super Nintendo.
It's just too popular. It's like Americans think that's the only thing that happened in the 90s.
If you like Super Nintendo, don't buy this game. Bennett Foddy just said everyone who likes Super Nintendo is terrible. So yeah, back in like the NES days and just any old computer games, there were always these challenges where we have like I get the impression of a programmer, right? Like because video games were made by very few people long ago, and I can just imagine this programmer, and he's got a boss, right? I'm imagining a boss figure, a guy in a suit, with a tie, short sleeve shirt and a tie is the guy I'm imagining, like Dennis Franz in NYPD Blue. Okay, so I'm imagining this guy, and he's like, "Is the game any good?" He says to the programmer, and the programmer's like, "Well, I can beat it," and then the guy's like, "All right." And then that's it. They ship it. Because there are so many moments in so many video games where it's like the solution to a problem, such as the Devil's Chimney. It's like you've got to hook onto those hanging lamps, right, and pull up from there, and it's teaching you a high level technique.
Yeah, look, you're not wrong. There's a SNES in Australia. We say SNES.
SNES, yeah. Well, maybe that's why you hate it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I wouldn't want to play SNES. We actually used to get beaten up at school for playing SNES.
Yeah, right. So anyway,
but that meant something else.
There's a Japan-only release called something like Umihara Kawase.
Umihara Kawase.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that game.
That's an inspiration for this game.
Yes, and the other obvious one is Sexy Hiking.
Right.
Which you in your voiceover talk about at much length.
Yeah, this game is kind of about sexy hiking.
It's a game about sexy hiking, but it's also, when I did my 11-minute video analysis of this game, analysis, is that the word?
Yeah.
I mentioned a kid that I saw on the train who has a bike. Remember that? Do you remember that part of the video?
Yeah.
Where I talked about, I see that kid on the train almost every night now.
Really?
Yeah. He has a bike that has a sticker on it that says, "Just because we both ride bikes doesn't mean we're friends." And I'm like, that's a weird sticker to have on your bike. But anyway, when I made that video, there were a whole bunch of comments that were like, "This game is just sexy." I'm like, oh, do you not realize that it's referencing it quite, you're doing so good.
I know. Oh, thanks, Tim. Thanks.
Oh,
thanks a bunch.
You didn't fall that far. He didn't fail yet, which is incredible.
I feel good about it because it means that the likelihood of me failing in a terrible way is increasing.
Yeah, because then that's what they call GT, good television.
Yeah, then I will feel something.
Would you say it's the Zowie FK1 that is helping?
It is. Now that I've got on the correct sensitivity setting for my brain.
Man, pretty much the only reason I invited you here was to make you play this game, to concoct some excuse why I can't play it. Love the thumbs up. And then when you're doing much better than you said you were going to do, I was going to have Chris Person unplug the mouse but the computer's over there and not. I forgot to mention this to Chris Person before the show, but it's impossible to do now because the computer's too far away and I've just spoiled that I was planning for that. Yeah, I told you, so we can't. I was legit going to, sit down with Chris Person and be like, hey, here's what we got to do, okay? Listen. And we were going to make it, legit. But nope, can't do it now. What other trick do I have in store for you, though?
You I don't know.
None, actually.
That's it. You
there's
just
no other
blown
trick.
your whole...
I love that part.
What?
Whoa! Don't worry, we're not gonna do that again, everybody. Did you like that perfectly timed response to the bats? That was. So you were saying some of these people.
Which people?
The people who were I was let me finish this sentence. So, some of the people who rage at the game.
Yeah, the streamers.
So you made a little clip that is in your pinned tweet, I noticed.
Yeah.
So your pinned tweet has a little trailer you made of people raging at the game.
Yeah.
Streamers raging. And you were saying while you were editing that, you were finding some good rage.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while you would detect suddenly the facade would slip for a second and it would be like, oh, this isn't real rage.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, especially for me, because I inflicted this on people. I get a lot of, is there a word for mixing pleasure and guilt?
Mixing pleasure and guilt.
Guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure.
No, that's not right. Guilty pleasure
I feel if it's not a felony, you shouldn't call it a guilty pleasure.
Guilty
Just own
pleasures
it.
are just pleasures. I'm talking about a mixture of a feeling of guilt and...
Like actually feeling bad.
Yeah, so I get that when people...
Isn't there a German word for this?
Yeah, there probably is. But, yeah, when...
Where's my hat? Oh, yes!
It's fine, it's fine.
He's still okay. He's still surviving.
When... Alright, here we go. This is the hardest jump in the game. Yeah, so when I'm watching people who get really mad on their stream, I get, like, some guilt.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, there's some hilarity in it for me. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And there have been some really great ones where, you know, I think Chance Morris has been great. He apologized to his fans for kind of losing his temper with the game. I think, you know, it seemed very heartfelt to me. I think
you've provoked an emotional response, like a genuine emotional response to people. So it's like that's something that you can feel guilty because I mean it feels bad. Like the people obviously feel bad. Oh shoot, it's fine. You're okay. You're okay. I like how calmly Penitfadi's like, it's fine. So, like, you provoked a genuine response in people, which is something to be proud of, because people play this game, and it's like, narratively, I don't really know what's going on in this game narratively. We won't bother speculating about that. But narratively, you don't give the player a whole lot to go on. You have Jonathan Blow, the creator of The Witness, in a pot with a Yosemite hammer. It's a cauldron. There's water in the cauldron. We can see it splashing out when he moves. Right?
Yeah. Something. It's
something of some sort.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't give people a whole lot to go on. You just give them this, made it, playing. So you should. How good are you at your own game? We're about to find out. Let's find out.
Right, here I go. I'm gonna start. I gotta admit, I feel some pressure. I choke really badly in these sorts of situations. So you know, I should be okay for the first couple minutes. But look,
about it.
Yeah, and then the thing is that if I fall and lose some progress, I'm never gonna get back.
You will take away the hate every once in a while.
Frame rate's killing me.
Yeah, what's going on with the frame rate?
Who are you asking? Me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Like,
it's your computer, buddy.
No. No. You got something leaking, man. There's something going on here.
Should I quit and come back? Maybe.
I'm
gonna do it. Is that okay? Can I do that with this?
Yeah, I believe it's.
Not sure. All right. Okay. All right. Look,
it looks like the frame rate has. It's come back. It's come back.
Well,
it's restabilized.
Fine. Yeah. So you're accusing me of a leak. There can't be a leak. It's not. Everything in the game is static.
Yeah, I guess that's no systems.
Yeah, no systems. No systems,
No
no
systems, no
leaks.
leaks, yeah.
No bugs.
Exactly. that's the dream.
That's the secret of game development.
I'm actually, so believe it or not, renewed by seeing this game be successful.
You're renewed.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I need somehow to deliver some kind of passionate football coach speech to my friends Brent Porter and Michael Kerwin, where I'm like, look,
Your partners in crime.
there's no money to do this right now because our video game, the most beautiful game ever made, failed miserably because we didn't spend $1 million marketing it. The most beautiful game of all time. You play that with 4 people who know what they're doing. It's like, yeah.
Are you talking about Video Ball?
No, you don't have to mention the name of the game. Don't buy Video Ball, everybody. It's too late for it to ever make me any money. Have you gotten people asking you to port this to the Switch?
Yes.
What's with you?
Okay.
First of all, the Switch is great.
But mostly people ask me to port it to.
Tough luck with that. I'm sorry. Spotify is just confirmed it's not going to happen.
No, it could happen. It could happen. But
I haven't gotten it on my iPhone yet.
nobody more passionate than me.
Oh, yeah. Because they made a choice. They chose the phone that doesn't have other games. Right.
I mean, look, I had an Amiga. I was as a kid.
Yeah.
I have deep sympathy for them. But
I did not
we
have...
did not have Mario. We did not have Sonic. You know, we had Donk.
Mario and Donic.
Exactly. We had Donk the Duck.
Donk the Duck. Yeah. You had Dizzy.
Dizzy. Yeah.
James Pond.
James Pond. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
So
man.
I'm deeply familiar. I have nothing but love for people with that particular frustration.
Oh yeah, I mean I love it too. I'm all about. I mean I have 2.
You really?
Yeah. I mean I don't use them as my main phone, but I've got some Android.
That's your
phones.
burner phone for when you're
Oh,
when
let's
you're
just
dealing with your handlers.
let's just put it this way. This isn't my only paycheck. Okay. Let's not get into that anymore. But you know, Android's cool. It's just I use the iPhone when I'm on the bus. You know. On the iPhone.
Yeah.
I got my iBooks on there.
I like my iPhone.
Yeah.
I can pry it from my cold dead hands.
You know, I mean, there's reasons to not like it for other people, and I respect all those. But this game is on the iPhone right now. You just gotta take a breather. You need some water.
No, I'm alright. It doesn't use a lot of water, this activity.
I was hoping you were gonna.
I'd say just to move my hand a little bit.
I was hoping you weren't gonna refuse the water, and then I was gonna say, oh yeah, we don't have any. I was gonna, oh, we don't actually have any water. Sorry. There's no water in this building.
He's used so much water out of his pot.
Yeah. How many gallons? Well, he's just making more water with his body.
That's true. That's true.
Man, okay, so I just want to know. Before the game started, like before, like again, I don't really want you to pull back the curtain too much on the story, but before the start of the game, when he wakes up in the pot and comes
Yes.
out,
Yep.
did he take a dump in there?
No, he's sleeping in there. You don't take a dump where you sleep.
Unless you're in the hospital.
It's a bed.
That's a different type of pan.
It's a bed.
Yeah. Man, I haven't passed excrement into a bedpan for like 24 years.
That's too bad.
It's been a long. Long time.
In Korea, they call it jar game.
Jar game?
Jar game.
Jar game. Yeah, you got jar game.
Jar game.
You're playing jar game, dude?
That's my best Tim Rogers. That's all I can do.
Yeah, when you try to do an impression of me, it sounds like I've got a surfboard under my arm.
My name is Tim Rogers. I've got a surfboard under my arm.
Dude. Yeah, so, man, playing this game, the part with the bucket reminds me of, gymnastics rings. And I'm thinking gymnastics rings is like such a fascinating thing. Oh.
That was not intentional.
Yeah, that was good. So it's like gymnastics rings is like such a fascinating mechanism that could be explored in a video game of some sort.
There's that Tizer game. There's like a game about it. And then there's Justin Smith's Realistic Summer Sports Simulator.
Yeah, I like that.
That is a good game. Any one person in the world, it would be Justin Smith.
Really?
Desert golfing.
Yeah, I like desert golfing. I made a game just like that. And then
your golf.
I never finished it. I made a vertical one that's just pretty much vertical desert golfing.
I played the prototype of that.
Yeah, it was just to see, is this a good idea? And then it was kind of... You did
How about that?
You got over it.
Yeah, I didn't even have to cry.
Oh, you didn't lose once.
But I don't want to do this on stream. I'm gonna throw it all away and ride the snake.
Yeah, everybody, that's a spoiler. I don't want to know what's in there.
Yeah, you gotta find it for yourself. You gotta look deep inside yourself. Also, right is the true ending of this game.
I don't want to look deep inside myself.
Really, what might you see?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff inside a human body. You ever seen the inside of a dead body?
No, I have not.
It's horrible looking.
Really? What does it look like?
Man, I once described it as just a brick of crumbled rainbow meat.
I'm gonna keep on getting sucked back now. I need the reverse of what's the reverse of escape velocity?
Get in there, velocity. Get in there.
Do it hard enough.
Oh, this owns.
This is getting over it. Oh, there we go. There it goes.
More like getting out of it, right? Are you gonna ride the snake?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
All right, everyone, get ready to ride the snake.
I want to say this is a reference to one of my favorite games.
Which game?
Snakes and Ladders.
Snakes and ladders, shoots and ladders.
Snakes. That is getting over it.
That's the snake. Yeah, we got over it. That was a good time. We had a good time, right? Is that a good time? Do you wanna just keep playing? Do you wanna play it again? What? Yeah, we can wrap up the show now. That was a good time.
I'm sorry I played it so well.
Yeah, we really thought you were gonna mess up. Okay, let's top it off here with get as far as you can, and just go for it, man.
All right, I'm gonna
just go for it.
Here I go.
We're gonna see how far you can get. I'm gonna wait. Stay right here. Here, stay right here.
right.
I'm gonna start a stopwatch. We're gonna see how far you can get in 5 minutes.
All right.
All right.
I'm
So we're
gonna
gonna
try and
do
go
ready?
fast.
Here you go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. We're gonna give him 5 minutes to get as far as he can go.
Here I go.
So the question is, do you want to go fast and possibly make a mistake, or do you want to take it slow and possibly get further?
Obviously, I've proved I can do it slow. I want to go for the glory.
What are the so how do people time a speed run on this? Do they have you start a new game and then you?
Yeah.
Are you going to implement a? You should add a thousandth of a second, a millisecond sensitive speed run mode.
It does keep your time down to the milliseconds.
Oh well, heck, I don't know because I haven't beaten. the
But
game
you know,
yet.
speedrunners have also put the splits in there, whatever it is that they do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa. Oh, that's getting over it. There's still minutes on the clock.
it doesn't
Here.
get that much easier. For me, I've got to tell you. You would think that I just have this down by now. Okay, I don't think you've ever seen Terry Kavanagh playing Super Hexagon. He's like a monster. He's like,
Wasn't he number 1 on the leaderboards for a long time?
yeah, he kept turning up to tournaments of his game and then just beating everyone.
That rules.
Yeah.
I did that to Video Ball, except it was much sadder. Because Video Ball is a beautiful game. We had the same announcer as Super Hexagon for Video Ball.
Jen Frank did a
so-
wonderful job.
Apparently Jen Frank, while doing a wonderful job at voiceover, was not the reason that Super Hexagon was more popular than Video Ball. It was something. Must have been something else.
I'm actually pretty good at Super Hexagon, but not Super Hexagon.
I'm pretty all right at Super Hexagon.
I do feel like I've kind of leveled up while we've been talking, though. This is better than I've ever done this game before.
Sometimes it helps to. It genuinely helps to just divorce yourself, distance yourself from.
I think that's
A
it. I
thing.
think that while I'm talking to you, I can't overthink it,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of just muscle memory to some extent.
You're not alone in jail. You've got a cellmate,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh. It's weird how this can happen, right? It's just you can just take your time. There's plenty of grip.
So all of the graphics in this game, did you just get these from somewhere? Where did you get all these graphics?
Yeah, a little bit of it is by me, but the models, yeah, the whole. This is Trash Core, right? And
Yeah.
That's the aesthetic here.
Trash Core.
Asset Core. Maybe Asset Core is a more polite way of putting it.
This is all just like free stuff. Did you
Yeah.
buy stuff?
I bought a little bit of stuff, but I tried to prefer to use free stuff.
Yeah. So there you go, everybody. If you want to make a video game, you don't actually have to make all the art.
It's weird that we make all the art in video games.
Yeah.
They don't. It's not like they make all the props, but some, for sure.
So, oh yeah, by the way, in case anyone wants to, it's on Steam. It's on Playerunknown'S.
It's not. Good.
It would rule on
The best game engine of all time. Just to say that.
you happen to have.
Yeah, when I had my youth, I used to belong to PC Directory.
Yeah. There's a lot of. I'm gonna go ahead and say there's a lot of ideas out there. There's a lot of ideas in the Amiga. I don't hate the Amiga.
How could you?
Yeah, you'd have to be sick to hate the Amiga. You know what system I didn't have when I was a kid, but I've never admitted it, is I didn't have a TurboGrafx. I didn't have one of those until I went to Japan. Oh, that's the bottom of the
Welcome home.
welcome home. That's what streamers say in China.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. When someone falls, they say welcome home.
One of their names for this game is you should call home more often.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Which is the name of, I'm given to believe it's the name of a popular Chinese parental guilt song.
That's good.
Yeah. It made me feel like we kind of miss out by not having parental guilt songs,
Uh-huh.
right? What do we have?
We have Hit Me Baby One More Time. It's the last time I listened to the radio. I find my own music.
Yeah.
It's very different from making my own music, but I find my own music.
Yeah,
I don't like.
Yeah, you're like
I don't go
every-
through the traditional
You're
curated.
a North American video game fan. You listen to the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's wrong with that? Remixes of Terrace theme.
Yeah, you listen to
Yeah.
the Chrono Trigger soundtrack a little bit.
You mean remixes of Lucas theme?
Yeah.
I don't listen to the whole soundtrack.
You listen
okay?
to the
Not that many.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 soundtrack, maybe, if you're. So, you know, I should be okay for the first couple minutes, but look, I already...
Did you already?
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil, Darth.
Now, release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy me.
Attack!